Day 2 Word of God Job 5:19. He shall deliver you in 6 troubles, yes, in 7 no evil shall touch you. Job chapter 5 verse 19 is part of a speech by Eliphaz, one of Job's friends, who attempts to explain Job's suffering. Although Eliphaz's understanding of Job's situation is flawed, his words still contain valuable truths about God's nature. Here, Eliphaz is expressing confidence in God's ability to rescue his people through repeated trials. The phrase, 6 troubles, and 7, is a Hebrew idiom meaning, in every situation, suggesting that no matter how many hardships a person faces, God is faithful to deliver. This verse speaks to God's sustaining power and his protective care over those who belong to him. Job chapter 5 verse 19 is a promise of God's deliverance and protection. He shall deliver you in 6 troubles. This phrase implies that God's help and deliverance are not limited. He rescues his people repeatedly, in all kinds of adversities. Yes, in 7 no evil shall touch you. The phrase, in 7, is a poetic way of expressing completeness, indicating that God's protection is thorough and complete, ensuring that ultimately no harm will prevail. This verse reassures believers that God's deliverance is both powerful and persistent. No matter how overwhelming the number or severity of trials, God's protection endures, shielding his people from ultimate harm. In Psalm chapter 34 verse 19, many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivers him out of them all. This verse parallels Job chapter 5 verse 19, underscoring that God's deliverance is unfailing, even in multiple troubles. In Isaiah chapter 43 verse 2, when you pass through the waters, I will be with you, and through the rivers, they shall not overflow you. God's promise of protection in times of hardship reflects the theme of Job chapter 5 verse 19, where he shields his people from harm. In Psalm chapter 91 verse 10, no evil shall befall you, nor shall any plague come near your dwelling. Like Job chapter 5 verse 19, this verse assures believers of God's protection, guarding them even when danger surrounds them. In 2 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 10, he delivered us from such a deadly peril, and he will deliver us. On him we have set our hope that he will deliver us again. Paul's confidence in God's deliverance mirrors the assurance in Job chapter 5 verse 19 that God will rescue his people repeatedly. In Romans chapter 8 verse 28, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him. This verse reflects the theme of God's protection and deliverance, promising that every situation is used for his purposes. In 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 18, the Lord will rescue me from every evil deed and bring me safely into his heavenly kingdom. Paul's words resonate with Job chapter 5 verse 19, expressing confidence in God's protection from all harm. Job chapter 5 verse 19 encourages believers to trust in God's faithfulness, especially during seasons of repeated trials. When facing one challenge after another, it's easy to feel overwhelmed or question God's presence. This verse reminds us that no matter how many hardships we face, God's deliverance is not limited. He is with us through every struggle, working to protect us and bring us through each situation. For today's church, Job chapter 5 verse 19 serves as a powerful reminder to hold on to hope and trust that God is actively working for our good, even when difficulties multiply. Our trust is not in our own strength or understanding but in God's consistent, reliable care. God bless you and give you grace after grace.